Hey YouTube, what's going on? Thanks for checking out the Straight SRT8 YouTube channel, where we discuss all things SRT8 related. Today's video is going to be about Plasti Dip. So Plasti Dipping is a rubberized compound that you spray on wheels, metal, rubber, plastic, whatever you want to cover in this Plasti Dip coating. And it adds like a very thin layer of whatever color you want to add. So I'm on my Jeep. I use that to add a black accent to my Jeep logo, and down here to the SRT logo. So the Plasti Dipping compound, again, it's rubberized, it's aerosol, and it kind of sprays on very uniformly. It's easy to do it wrong, so I'm going to walk through how to prep your surface. I'm going to walk through how to apply the Plasti Dipping, go over durability, and then I'm going to go over our gloss enhancer they offer as well, and I'll kind of show you guys the products I wanted to use and why I chose those products. Before I get into that, I want to show you the wear of Plasti Dipping. So Plasti Dips are kind of a relatively new technology to add what they consider like a very good bonding material that has long-lasting durability. However, it's not, wear proof. So right here you can see this little bit of flaking off on this portion of the badge, and then down there as well, and also on the SRT logo. You can see right here it's kind of peeling off. So this rubberized compound is pretty easy to remove. It is durable, but it is going to wear on you. So for my car, I wash it very often, use a pressure washer, put my rags over this, use my microfiber cloth, so I'm constantly wiping the car down. So over time, you are going to start peeling away that coating unless you're careful to go around it. Same for this guy. You can see these two corners, usually where I start is in the upper left-hand corner. I kind of wipe this way, so you get wear patterns right there. The rest of the logo, though, has no wear in it at all. So it's still very durable. It's just wherever you have a ton of wear, it's going to show through. So Plasti Dipping is a great alternative if you want a cheap color change for your badges or for your car or wheels, whatever you want to do. It's what I consider semi-permanent. It'll last a very long time if you treat it well. But if you're kind of like I am, where you kind of just rub over it and don't pay much attention to it, it is going to wear in certain areas. So I'm going to cover how to remove the Plasti Dip coating, what tools you need to use, how to prep the surface, and then how to apply it. And then I'll show you guys the gloss enhancer too. That way you can see the matte version versus the gloss enhancer version. You can decide what's right for you in your application. So let's get to it. While you're peeling away this rubberized coating, I recommend using a plastic tool. So something like a plastic pick. It has a point on it. You can go ahead and just kind of pull on this, and it'll pull right off as you're peeling away the rubberized coating. Or you can use metal tweezers to go ahead and pick it, but again, do not rub the metal on the actual part of the car. You'll scratch the car. You can actually scratch this part of the emblem as well, because they are metal coated on a very thin layer of metal, so you don't want to poke on it too hard. You'll end up scratching through this and scratching through the paint. So you can use your fingers too. Just be very careful as you pull this apart, and then go ahead and peel the whole thing off. So once your surface is cleaned and ready to go, you see here it's all been scrubbed off, you want to start your prep work. So for that, I use 10% isopropyl alcohol. I buy these 70% from the store and then do it down to 10%. You go ahead and spray it nice and well over the entire surface. As you can see, even in my car's wash, there's a bunch of dirt and grime inside there. You can see the dirtiness. Go ahead and clean that really well for both the entire area, and then clean around it as well. When we start covering off the area, it's actually going to be probably like around here. And for the SRT emblem, we're going to go wide, so look at this area. So all that around there wants to be perfectly spotless. And then we're going to start taping it up with tape. Make sure you use painter's tape, and then you can either use newspaper to outline it, or you can use a garbage bag or whatever. But cover the entire area around the symbol in order to make space for overspray, because when you spray paint, you want to start here and end here. Say for top and bottom, you want to go different angles, so you'll make sure the whole car is covered. That way, in case you have overspray, which you're going to have by default, that you don't get it on the actual paint of the car. So go ahead and clean the area thoroughly with alcohol. Either use 10%, you can use 20 or 30%. Don't go too high or actually eat through the paint. Your car does have obviously a clear coat coating on there, as well as maybe ceramic coatings or waxes, so it won't eat through the paint drastically. But I try to stick away from the very powerful isopropyl and go for 10% or so. Before I forget, one quick pro tip is to use Q-tips. Get them covered in alcohol and use them to get inside these tiny little corners that your fingers can't get inside. It's an easy way to make sure your entire emblem is clear of debris and ready for painting. Do not use paper towels though, because paper towels leave behind residue, and then you gotta paint over the residue, and that's not gonna adhere properly. So make sure the car is free of debris and residue when you prep it. So when you're done taping off your car, you should be getting the weirdest look from your neighbors. That's how you know you did it right. So I use black garbage bags, and as you can see I have plenty of space around here for peeling the rubber off. So when you use Plasti Dip, you actually want a lot of overspray, because you can actually grab the rubber and peel it off, and it'll automatically rip around these lines. It makes it very easy to cut it out. So you just kind of pull and peel it off, and it just automatically follows these lines, which would be great. So you want space for overspray. For your SRT symbol, same thing. You want to have adequate space around here for overspray. The way you can grab it in the corner and kind of peel it off, and it'll automatically cut off on those lines. So the car's been cleaned, it's been detailed, and I used a bunch of alcohol. I'm going to do it again just to make sure it's spotless. And then we're going to get into the actual Plasti Dip portion. So I use this Plasti Dip. I use black. It's a matte black finish. They're all matte finishes. And then you can use a glossifier to add shine or enhance the gloss of your Plasti Dip emblem. So this is a glossifier. Provides UV protection, which prevents the matte finish from fading due to UV light from the sun. So when we start spraying, I'm going to do a video in a second, but you start on the, usually I go left to right. I start here, go through the symbol, finish over here. Start up top, finish down below. You never want to start and stop during the actual emblem, or for Jeep, you want to make sure you start and stop on your overspray areas to make sure you have a consistent flow through. So let's see what it says. Shake the can for a minute. Hold the can 6 to 10 inches from the surface. Spray and overspray and lapping. Heavy enough to get a wet appearance. Allow 30 minutes between coats. And then do an average of 3 to 4 coats. Allow 4 hours dry time. So what I'll do is I'm going to do at least those 3 coats, 3 lighter coats again. Maybe 1 heavier coat towards the end, but probably just 3 lighter coats. Give me overspray. 3 lighter coats here, give it overspray. And then allow 30 minutes of dry time in between coats and make sure I overlap. So let's go ahead and get to it. And then again, one more pro tip. When you're done spraying, turn the can upside down, hold down the sprayer. That'll release all of the rubber inside there and clear the sprayer out the way next time you go around. When they dry rubber there, blocking up and coagulating the sprayer. Alright, so as you can see, I went from left to right, started here, stopped here, didn't go up and down yet. What I'm probably going to do is actually just angle the can down here and up top. So my first layer is more straight, and then I kind of went down here a little bit better. And then next round, I'm going to go higher and aim lower, and keep going back and forth. This to me is one pass. It's a wet look. It's not overly wet. If you try and put on too much at a time, it's going to actually start bubbling and not have an even, smooth finish. So make sure you're very careful when you apply that. I'm going to also apply this to a Amazon box, and I'm going to put a matte finish on this one, and then go ahead and put a glossifier finish down here. The way you guys can see matte versus glossifier finish and see which one's right for you. Okay, so round 1, you can see right here, you guys can see it or not, didn't quite get good coverage. That's because I aimed from the bottom up. So for round 2, we're going to go from the top down. Go ahead and shake for a minute and spray left to right, right to left, whatever you want to do. And again, upside down spray. Clear. Alright, so it's getting darker out here, guys, but you can see from this that we have a very good coating after just 2 applications. It's very, very smooth. There's no bumps in there, there's no ridges, there's nothing. It's just a very good application. It came out very, very well, but it's a little bit thin on here, so to make it a little bit harder to peel it off. So what I'm going to do is actually do 2 more coats, so for a total of 4. That way this stays nice and light. There's no pilling, there's no cauliflower action, there's nothing. It's just a very good surface. So I'll do 2 more coats, same as before. I'll probably aim for the bottom up for this next coat, and then top down for the last, and let it cure. And then we should be all set. Okay, nice wet look from the top down. Again, angling the can top down for the last portion of the SRT badge. And that looks good as well. Upside down, clear it out. There we go. And now we're doing the 4th and final layer. From the bottom up. Alright, so the Plasti Dip dried pretty well. And as you guys can see here, it came out very, very well. Very, very smooth. There are no bumps in there, no grittiness. It's very smooth, even finish. Looks incredible. And then for the SRT Badge, same thing. Very smooth finish. It's not gritty, it's not bumpy. It's just very smooth and incredible finish. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and peel off the garbage bags. And because the entire layer right here is covered in Plasti Dip, it all acts like one giant piece of rubber. So when you're peeling off the edges, you go to grab it. It's actually going to start peeling off the layer underneath. You see that? It's going to peel the, right there, you can see it. It's peeling the Plasti Dip with it. Use it to your advantage. So when you're peeling off these edges right here, it's going to stick to itself. You see that? And you want to pull it off and allow it to pull at a very high angle like this. And it's going to naturally crease right here and break apart. So to actually do all the work for you and make a perfect outline around your entire symbol. Same for Jeep. When you're pulling this guy off, here right now, use this overspray to your advantage. Allow it to start peeling off the paint in the car, like this. And as you're pulling, it's actually going to break right at the edges. So right there. See that? It's gonna tear, and there you go. Perfect finish. Alright, it's not a ton of space in my garage, but I'm gonna try and do this while you guys can see what I'm doing here. You see how the edges are peeling off right there? Try and get you closer. So that is perfect. And that's why you want overspray. That overspray really helps peel off this Plasti Dip. That's why you want to do your 3 or 4 layers. It allows you to have a very thick layer right here, which makes that peeling off that much easier. If the Plasti Dip rips, it's not a big deal. Just grab another portion and pull on it. As you can see right here, it's coming out incredible. So using this method, go ahead and continue peeling this away. As you can see, it's effortless, guys. I'm going to go finish this off. You can see it's coming out great. So do that for your both emblems or whatever you're going to Plasti Dip. And let's go ahead and see the finished results in a second. Alright, so here's our Jeep emblem. Came out incredible. Perfect cuts along the edges. Just came out incredible. And that nice matte look, your matte Jeep symbol against your gloss black, looks great. Now we're going to go over and work on the SRT badge. Alright, so on the SRT badge, as you can see right here, the Plasti Dip's starting to cut off, and that's not a big deal. So Plasti Dip is designed to peel away wherever there's the most tension. So right there, it's starting to peel away because that's where the edge break is. When it comes to your lettering, that's why it makes it easy to peel away the Plasti Dip, because the edge breaks right on this bottom portion, and throughout the lettering, it makes it that much easier to peel it away. So if you are seeing it break away right here, it's not a big deal. That's what it's designed to do. If it happens, just go ahead and peel underneath it and pull it and continue to separate the letters. Let's try and do this area right here. That's still holding on pretty tight. We're just gonna pull. You want to pull straight toward the camera to create a very even and tight edge break. Let's go right through here. Go behind here and grab the bag. You can see right there, it's just easy breaks. And then if you follow it down right, it's going to pull down. Right there, you see it pulling down. This continues to pull away. And it's just following the lettering on the SRT symbol. Back here, same thing. Continue to pull away, and it's going to follow that T down to the bottom. Keep pulling it, it'll go right back. You see in this corner, it's following up this T again. Right here, it's going back up. Get rid of this. Perfect. Pull it right away. Right here, pulling away. Right there, it's going up through the S and pulling away. Now, if I remove the rest of this garbage bag, you can see that there are still some right here and right here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab either your tweezers or some plastic component and just go ahead and strip that away and then pull on it. And right here, strip it, pull on it. But other than that, this came out incredible. And this came out incredible too. Remember to let it dry for at least 4 hours, like the can says. No harden everything. But while it's still wet, it makes it easier to pull everything away. So I waited an extra 45 minutes since my last coat. So this is the final product of having 4 coats. And I peeled it away after 45 minutes past the last coat. But as you guys can see, it comes out very, very, very well. And it's a very durable coating. This lasts at least a year. If I wasn't so aggressive with the way I washed the car, it lasts much more than a year. Now some guys put it on wheels. So real quickly, A lot of guys plastic dip wheels. I do not recommend that. So doing your wheels, when tires come on off wheels, they have like a plastic guide that rides around this edge. That's going to peel the plastic dip right off. The salt's going to eat on it. Having the snow splash on it if you have snow. If you have just regular water and you don't change your tires out, it should last. But again, you know, these are exposed to the elements way more than your badges are. So you can go ahead and try and do a plastic dip on the wheels, but odds are it won't last that long, and it's a lot of surface to cover. So just keep that in mind. Alright YouTube, it is the following day. This is a much better view of how the actual finish came out. As you can see, very, very smooth, even finish. With the SRT badge. Something, I have a little bit of dust here, but other than that, looks incredible. I do highly recommend using this, or go ahead and just buy a matte black or your whatever preferred color is emblems. Now I did get a chance to spray some of that glossifier on here, so I'm gonna try and angle a little bit so you guys see a difference there. Top part's gloss, bottom part's not. So you get a pretty good idea there of how the glossifier affects the matte finish. And I decided obviously to not go with that option. I'm doing just matte. My vehicle already looks pretty good with that gloss black, so I want some contrast there. The matte finish in the back. It came out pretty good. And here I am ripping the Straight SRT8 YouTube channel, and then of course my detailing company, Precision Detailing. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the content. I have a ton more stuff on the way.